Stage two is when we actually transfer the cells to start growing in liquid media, in small scale bioreactors. And this is an important transition of how we, as you know, plant cells are like human cells, they have memories, and we have obviously unique IP that we've developed over the last 17 years.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Ilan Sobel. He is the CEO of BioHarvest Sciences. And Ilan, thanks for joining us. I know you're on a road trip and you've been very busy, so we're glad we got you for a few minutes. So thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, and welcome from New York.
Nice. Well, you've got news out talking about something we've talked about before, and this is a deal you signed with a pharma company, and really was phase one. And this announcement now is really taking it to phase two. So remind everyone a little bit about phase one and what was going on.
Thanks, Steve. It's a real major milestone for us as we move from stage one to stage two. Just to remind everybody, stage one is when we actually have access to the specific plant. We focus on identifying the cells of the plant that need to produce the critical phytomedicinal compounds in this case. And we're doing the work as it relates to getting the cells to actually produce the targeted phytomedicinal compounds so that we are creating the identified biological material, which is ultimately required as a critical input into this approved drug.
Okay, so stage two now is the process of expanding on that, making it big enough for commercial. Is that right?
Well, stage one, we're doing this all literally in petri dishes in solid media. Stage two is when we actually transfer the cells to start growing in liquid media, in small scale bioreactors. And this is an important transition of how we, as you know, plant cells are like human cells, they have memories, and we have obviously unique IP that we've developed over the last 17 years on how we get these cells that are producing the critical biological compounds, how we get these cells to produce the compounds not just in a solid media environment, but also in a liquid media environment. In this case, initially in small bioreactors, then we move them to medium-sized bioreactors. So that's really stage two. And then after successful completion and optimization of stage two, we move to stage three, which basically is growing these cells in large-scale, industrial-scale bioreactors. And as you know, today in our manufacturing facility, we're growing in bioreactors 1,200 liters plus. And that's obviously the critical scale that drives the important economic efficiencies. And then as part of our CDMO contracts, once we've completed that particular stage three, we move to a royalty-based long-term manufacturing agreement.
Ilan, what does this say for the company as far as justifying the work that you've talked about in the past and how important it is, and really validating what the company is doing? This step up to the next stage. Obviously, they like what you're doing and want to continue.
So, Steve, it's important that we look at the North Star of the company. The North Star of the company is all about discovering, developing, manufacturing, and democratizing life-changing compounds from plants that are going to positively affect the health and wellness of hundreds of millions of people whilst preserving the planet for generations to come. So obviously, this is a great demonstration of delivery on that vision as we move from phase one, in our case, stage one, to stage two of an approved of material, biological material that would be appropriate for an approved drug. And importantly, it demonstrates the power of the platform technology, the botanical synthesis platform technology that we've developed now with 17 years of R&D and significant investment, that the power of the platform to be able to do multitude of different plant-based phytomedicinal compounds, not just polyphenols, not just antioxidants, but broader types of biological material that are critical inputs for approved drugs.
Elon, thank you so much for the update. Really appreciate it. I know you've got to run, but we appreciate your time, and thanks for the update.
Thanks. Always a pleasure talking to you, Steve.
All right, Elon Sobel, the CEO of BioHarvest Sciences.